Fuck you, Brad.
Honestly, it's been a while. But that one was deserved. And actually, you know what? As you say it.
Yes. Otto Jostin.
With that, the end times are nigh, or so they say. But tonight, the Empire endures. And both Berkey and my shirt Otto say a good resounding fuck you, Brad. Welcome to the Grimdark Chronicles as we play through Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th Edition and the Hallowed and Historic Enemy Within campaign. We are currently playing through Enemy in Shadows, and I'm your GM Brad, joined tonight by the no longer afflicted Kyle playing Sigmund and Justin playing Berkey, as well as the never afflicted with the purple brain rot, Eric playing Otto, Mike playing Krappa, and Alex playing Luca. And if any of that was a spoiler, what the hell are you doing on episode 43? Go back to episode 42. This episode is brought to you by our neighbors to the north, darkforgemedia.com. They make really cool stuff so you don't have to. Like our entire intro video. I promise they don't give you purple brain rot. They might. I don't know. But I don't think they do. It's also brought to you by baronofdice.com.
Not great advertisement.
Like you know the best part is that they're going to laugh. So anyway, it's also brought to you by baronofdice.com. If you need dice to pass your checks like Kyle does, I don't know that they sell them in bulk, but you can buy really nice resounding dice at baronofdice.com using the code DEADSONS to get 5% off your entire order. We get nothing. It's all for you, the people.
Brad
I want to interject Bane. I want to interject Bane every time we do. Anyway,
you think the Empire is your ally? I was born in the Empire.
You think that the purple brain rot is dangerous?
I prefer to feast in darkness. I don't think that's Bane, but
that's close enough.
You know what? We're going to go with it. Last time in the Empire, the 5 of you, having made your way back to the Journey's End Inn, finding that you were exposed to the Empire's most dangerous and virulent disease known as the Purple Brain Fever, and that individuals of note, such as Karl Tugen, Johannes' older brother, had died of this in the past, went to bed. And 3 of the 5 of you woke up. Otto, Krappa, and Luca all awoke to find that Sigmund and Berkey, afflicted by the Purple Brain Fever, having not succeeded on your original check to pass that endurance test, did not waken. You sat there, afflicted with a laundry list of conditions and symptoms. Excuse me, they're not phrased as conditions; they are symptoms that I'm not going to go through again. If you want to go hear them all, go back to episode 42. They're hilariously long and
I never want to hear that list ever again.
Yeah, no,
fair enough. Sigmund's going to hear a list in about 5 days at this point. That said, don't forget the flux is a-coming.
I got my pulse.
I hear the flux a-coming. It's rolling round the bend.
Oh my god. That said, as you all awoke, Otto, Krappa, Luca, you spoke with the doctor a bit, and as you were starting to plan your day, Berkey, Sigmund, you each took a little corruption. A little unknown to your character's dark deal with the
His
gods
underwear
of
are going to
chaos.
take some corruption.
In about 5 days, right? You took that dark deal, each of you succeeding on your attempted endurance test to have never been afflicted with the purple brain fever, and both of you passing, even if just barely. So with that, your fevers broke. Sweat poured off your bodies, your tongues are a little thick, your eyes are a little sore, your brain is a little foggy. Each of you have a weird lasting vision on your eyes, almost like a sunspot of a bloated, disgusting face with flies flying around it, a long distended tongue, a huge cyclopean eye, warts, pustules, mucus, squashed nose, horns, etc. And a sound on your ears like laughter that sounds like a barrel of water rolling down a rocky road. And that's where we left off last time. So Sigmund, Berkey, you awake. You look at each other. What do you
do? Looking at Sigmund and having that after image of a rotting, godlike individual who shall not be named, overlaid over Sigmund's face. Kind of blink it out. Look at him. That was an awful dream.
Never had more sleep affect my sleep like that before.
Why do I feel like my face is... Oh, my God. I look at you, and I'm assuming your face is still a little swollen.
No doubt.
I look that bad? Shit.
I blink a couple of times and try and focus, and again, that same image is in my eyes, too, and then it goes away, but I'm like, yeah, you look all right, Burke.
Yeah, sure.
You two are awake?
Where are we in relation to this?
I mean, at this point, you guys can be together. They could have been talking while coming down the stairs. You could have heard them and gone up. Either way, you guys are together.
Okay, I don't entering the room is going to be blessed Sigmar. What the hell? How are you guys up?
Dr. Heikdorn is behind you going, this is a miracle. I am shocked. And he's like touching you without your consent, just like foreheads, feeling for fever, wiping sweat away, opening your mouth, looking at your tongues.
I literally slap him across the face. Just
You see, Doctor, this is what real faith looks like. Maybe next time, not be so fast to cast a death sentence.
It's very true. You all must be touched by gods beyond my comprehension. Miss Ordelina, I do believe that if these 5 feel so enlightened, I would burn their bedding, but you should be available to open your inn again and continue resuming your lovely earnings through the Schaffenfest. I
was going to very awkwardly and not gently stand Berkey up to look at him.
Fair.
And be like, are you all right?
Brother Justin, do keep your voice down.
And then he's going to like break a little bit and give you like a bear hug.
Oh, crosswinds measured me light this time, friend. Oh, dust will take me when it's ready, but it ain't my time yet.
I'm glad to hear that, brother. And he pats you on the back, not too gently.
Just being aggressively rough. The doctor from the back kind of goes, I am sorry to say this, given the grateful news that you are both awake. However, Miss Odalina, who is paying for my services for the night? And Odalina looks to you all and goes, gentlemen, I did not have medical care built into your fee for your room.
What do we owe you, Doctor?
Just a silver, please. I'm very appreciative that you're alive. The time and resources
I'll pass him
were
2
minimal.
silver.
You pass him 2, and he looks at you and he goes, I appreciate that, but truly, just 1. And he pushes 1 back to you.
Well, is the care done? Because what about the other patient? Is he still dead or alive? What is going on with him?
Oh, that man perished overnight. He will be taken away. We have already procured the hauling of him to the cemetery of Moor outside of the town.
Okay, so he did die.
Yes, he passed away, roughly mid-morning, 3, 4 a.m.
I'm sorry to hear that.
He was dead the moment he was a witness for us. Carry on.
As am I.
Yeah.
It is unfortunate. It's grateful that you 2 have survived. However,
It's
to
nice
have
of
lost...
Krappa to pay him to die, at least.
It's true. Well, he gave Krappa back 4 silver.
It's true.
Yeah.
You didn't even pay
Still
him.
tried to pay him.
True. Hector looks to you all and he goes, I very much appreciate the extra, but no, I'm just glad you are alive. It was nice to see 2 people pull through this after 2 others perished. That young man and Richter both being lost yesterday. It's a tough day.
The young man.
Richter's dead?
Richter?
Yes, he also, I was just informed briefly this morning that he passed away over the night as well.
Oh, this is not good.
What's
This
He must
fever.
have had a really low endurance.
I'm not sure. I just know that he too contracted the same disease. I fully honestly expected. He looks at you, Berkey, and you, Sigmund, as he says this. He goes, I fully expected to be burying 4 bodies today, as your friend has so aptly called out. I appreciate that you halved that number. I'm very grateful that you both survived. If you need anything, please feel free to call on me. Medical supplies, other things like that, but do your best to avoid others. And if you see anything more of this disease, please bring it to me over at the Physicians Guild. I must find the root cause of this and make the town listen so we can actually eradicate it from the walls.
Before you go,
So,
did Richter have any wounds on his body?
No, strangely enough, he did not. He just distended eyes, bloated tongue, loss of breath.
Is there any idea of how he contracted it?
Completely unknown. I only assumed that perhaps he ran into someone who was already infectious and they caught it that way. Given that this can be passed in a multitude of ways, just touching or connecting with an individual who carries it could be a death sentence. So I'm unsure where he would have caught it from. Again, if you see anyone who is exhibiting signs or symptoms, please let me know. I must find the root cause of this, and it must be stopped, or Bogenhafen will inevitably fall from the inside out.
Thank you, Doctor.
If you do find anything out and need help, feel free to reach out.
As long as you
will all help.
I will, and as long as you 5 are here, I may have to call on you if situation persists. But for now, rest, fluids, maybe less wine, and stay out of the sewers.
As he says less wine, you hear a cork pop. Because I literally just open when I look over and I go, I drink it anyway.
And he nods and he goes, enjoy life. It's a good thing.
I think he said los wine. It's Spanish.
What is Spanish?
It's a stallion.
A stallion.
Okay, gentlemen, Hector begins to leave. Odalina begins bustling to open the inn. The day is yours. You have a couple dead leads. You have some actual leads. What would you like to do?
Do we want to do
solve this case.
the crier?
Town crier, yeah.
We
Yeah,
might as well
Start with that.
Right? Okay. See what he says.
You make your way from the Journey's End Inn. Actually, let me quickly. Nice resounding 8 a.m. You make your way from the Journey's End Inn.
Thanks,
Begin
bud.
Begin crossing your way to the town square. When you reach the town square, you find it bustling with people. And you see a single individual huddled in the center. A grubby cloth across his body. A sign seeming to be like almost nailed into his own back. You realize that it's actually, he has a almost like a backpack that a sign has been set within. The sign is massive compared to his body. It's about 2 feet wide by a foot tall. This man is rail thin, emaciated, almost looks like he's starving. And he looks to you and he goes, he doesn't look to you per se, I should say. He's looking out into the crowd and he's making some of the same Doomsayer comments you've seen in the past. The end times are nigh. The world is falling, things like that. But he also, I would like for each of you to give me a plus 20 perception check, please, real quick.
Don't mind if I do. $23 under 62 plus 4.
Okay.
45 under 65 plus 2.
That was plus 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah.
So 25 under 54, so plus 3.
Okay. Plus
51 under
sir.
56.
73 over 62.
Sigmund, it makes sense that you're not as
I'm
attentive.
not with it, man.
Yeah, you're out of it a little bit. Those of you that passed, which is everybody but Sigmund, you hear as the standard cries, the end times are nigh, the world is ending, Moore's Leave will fall into the ground, changes.
So they say.
And you hear his rantings become almost a little more lucid, a little less crazy. And you hear a change to the timbre and the pitch of the voice, and it says, I see 7 and I see 9. All they have will be mine, mine, mine. The end times are nigh. Moore's Leave will crash into the ground. The star within the circle is the sign of death. The end times are nigh. You're all going to die from people from the underground. We're all going to die. Beware the man who is not a man. He, at this point, has noticed you. And he stops in his ramblings. And his eyes narrow. His head cocks slightly. The sign that is 2 foot by 1 foot turns towards to face you. And those of you that can read see that the sign says, death to the non-believers. His emaciated frame is racked in what appears to be manacles of both arms. His neck has another manacle around it with a chain that hangs from that to the center of his chest. And he looks at each of you, reaches down to his left, and he grabs a flail and begins lashing his back. Krappa. He looks directly at you. You seem to have his attention. And as he lashes his back for the 7th time, he throws the flail away, points a bloodied hand at you, the blood having run down his arm from lashing himself and it running down his own flail, points the bloodied hand at you and says, "The mark is upon you. Beware the bringers of chaos." And he begins to run.
I'd like to chase him.
Okay.
You said this at Krabba?
Points a bloodied hand at Krappa, says this, and begins to run. Otto is giving pursuit.
The mark is upon you?
Yes, correct. Anyone else joining Otto's pursuit?
I mean, if Otto's going, I'm back in his play.
Okay.
So
I want to know what the fuck this guy's talking about, and him just running away is weird.
Yeah. I'll follow.
Okay. Gentlemen, the pursuit is afoot. We have another
Wait,
pursuit.
somebody's got to hang out with Krappa.
I can't run.
Yeah.
It's very true. If Krappa runs with you, you will not catch him. So how do you
Well,
want to do this?
we can run independently of each other.
Okay. Each of you who are in pursuit,
Sure. We
please
can do
give
that.
me an athletics check. He starts 4 zones ahead of you.
challenging.
Challenging plus 0. It's the opposed. So to reiterate, it's been a bit. We've done a few pursuits, but it's been a bit. With a pursuit, an individual is set a certain distance ahead of you, and then you have to reach that distance through a test. You take a challenging plus 0 athletics test, which could be modified or could be changed based on other factors. And so does that individual. If they succeed by larger than you succeed, they pull away. So essentially, with the test, it could be drive, ride, or athletics. This is running, so it's going to be athletics.
If he gets to 10, he gets away. If we get to 0, we catch him, yeah?
Exactly right. So here we go.
It's not great for athletics. I'm a -0 because I rolled a 29 over 28.
Okay, -0. You
Yeah,
got
your
it.
athletics are ass, bro.
Yep.
But not the worst.
All right. So I'm going to run through this real quick. So
Fair
we've
enough.
got athletics. Luca's in pursuit. Berkey's in pursuit. Otto's in pursuit. Sigmund and Krappa, not so much. Otto, you had a 0, correct?
-0.
-0. Luca -2. Berkey +2. As
We
the
balance.
3 of you take off after this individual, and he is sprinting away, heading towards the river. Berkey, you keep the exact pace with him. Luca, Berkey pulls
Wait.
further and further away from you, and the runner pulls further away from you. You can follow this runner because the sign strapped to his back is weaving between the crowd, like almost like a balloon on the back of a child running through a crowd. And so you can see where he's going, and he's ducking and weaving through everybody. At one point, he turns a corner, and the sign crashes into an overhanging roof of one of the buildings, snaps off of his back, and begins flying backwards. Berkey, you're like running over it as you're chasing after him.
Brother Otto is also like 6'4", so I'm sure I can see his head bouncing.
You can
through
see,
the crowd.
you can see Brother Otto running as well. Otto, Berkey begins to pull away from you, and the runner pulls further away as well. You are getting bogged with your large size and your priestly vestments. People are coming up to you, being like, "Oh, brother," and you're having to weave your way through the crowd. Gentlemen, give me another one.
Well, Sigmar.
Oh, blessed Sigma. The exact same roll? Really? 68 over 47.
Oh,
Yeah.
Brother.
77 over 42 -3.
okay.
70 over 28 -5.
Okay.
He can run bad too, though.
He could.
Otto,
I feel like he's not going to, but he could.
he did actually. He ran a -3.
Oh,
Nice.
Me and him are on the same page.
Yep.
Let's
So,
go.
I apologize. I looked at the wrong side. He ran a -4. So Berkey, surprisingly, you actually get one closer.
Okay.
Luca, you get 2 closer, which is still far away because you were at 6. Now you're at 4. Berkey, you're at 2.
I'll keep track of
Which
mine.
road are we on?
Excuse me.
By the way.
You're running down like at this point, the Hassenstrasse. I'll ping it right here.
Aha. Is that like a
I'm sorry, the
market?
Hafenstrasse.
Is that a market area or something like that? I'm just trying to.
Where your icon is currently is the town hall.
Yeah.
This whole area is markets, it's stalls, it's people. He's trying to run through the crowd, and he's starting to trip over people when you're beginning to kind of close that distance with your bounty hunter background with weaving through the crowds themselves. Otto, what was your negative?
-5.
Okay, still worse than his -4. Berkey and the individual pull another step away from you, so you are now 7 zones away. Luca.
Yes.
Otto gets accosted by people asking for his blessing of Sigmar, and you begin to almost run past him. If you remember the movie, like The Great Race, where
Men in Black?
I'm winning the race, and he had narcolepsy and he'd keep falling asleep. Was that Rat Race?
Oh, yeah. That was right.
Okay. I'm winning the race. Like Otto's pulling away from you, and suddenly people are asking for blessings, and Luca, you're just passing him as you're weaving your way through the crowd. So Otto, your distance increases to 6, I believe. Luca, your distance drops. Or actually, your distance also is still 4. Berkey, you're down to. You were at 4. You had a +1. You're down to 3. He's still getting away, but not nearly fast enough. So, gentlemen.
Well, let's see.
You have 2 more tests to catch him before he hits the river.
Okay.
We catch him at the river, then we catch him at the river.
Hold on. Do I have a fortune?
I have a fortune, and I'm going to use it.
If you're going to use it, I won't. That's fine.
You will get fortune back next session. Just remember that.
I know, but if he's going to use fortune, I don't need to.
Yes, you do.
Oh, yes, you do.
Okay, fine.
Berkey, you went
think
from a
that's
-3
bad?
to a -4. That's awful.
I rolled a 98.
Oh God.
My God, these digital dice are pissing me off right now.
I'm really
That was
using a
less
fortune.
bad than 5.
Okay. So, gentlemen,
It went from -5 to -3, so it was a little better.
he succeeded.
I'm about to
Yeah,
start
you did.
rolling physical
So,
dice.
as
Fuck these
you
digital dice.
all see him,
Stay in it. Stay in it.
he slides under the outstretched arm of a town guard who's going to grab him. Begins sprinting away. Berkey, you are the closest to him. He looks back over your shoulder. He goes, "The end times are nigh, and your death is near." And he runs onto a ferry, pushes the ferryman off the ferry, grabs the pole, and starts pulling himself across the river.
Yikes. Is he
He's-
okay?
The ferryman comes out of the water, just going angry.
He's on that warp stone.
Okay.
Like-
Right.
Yeah, the individual who shoved him into the water is now using like a pole barge to basically pull himself away from you guys.
Okay.
By the time you hit the riverbank, he is 2/3 the way across the river. Heading
How did
towards
you get across that?
I thought we had
damn.
3 tests left.
You had 3 tests until
Okay, a
he hit
couple.
that level of. He actually succeeded to cover the rest of the distance. That's how he beat you like that.
Okay.
So Berkey, you failed with a -4, and you were already at a distance of 4. He succeeded enough to make that a 10, and he escapes.
That's how
Gotcha.
it works.
Jesus
So-
Christ.
He gets
Yeah,
there,
you
and by the
tripped
time
over your robe or something.
you guys
whatever.
did. By the
Yes.
time you guys get to the riverbank, he is, I'm going to call it power pulling, just punting himself across the river quickly.
Power pulling.
Yeah,
I'm
I
grabbing
dig it.
Luca and his crossbow and saying, shoot him.
Oh, this is not the right thing to do. I mean, if you take it, that's what you do, but I'm not going to shoot him.
I'm not
I will
gonna
also
actually shoot
say,
him.
from a distance perspective, that would be a really fucking hard shot.
I'm tempted to loose one, but I'm not gonna actually go. and
I
do
love
it.
where your head's at, but Luca's not going to shoot him in front of all these people for no crime.
If I saw you doing it, I would probably actively try and stop you, honestly. He hasn't done anything technically
didn't-
wrong.
Right, right.
He was talking about some chaotic shit.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Okay.
He has nothing to hide. Why is he running?
I
Krappa and
see
Sigmund.
7 and I
'Cause he's
see
fast.
9.
Krappa and
All
Sigmund.
they
Yes.
After these guys have been gone, it takes you about 20 minutes to walk your way along the way that they ran. You catch them just standing on the riverbank watching as this guy has now pulled across the river and is starting to step off
Not
into...
just standing there. I'm huffing and puffing my ass off. That was a hard run.
You watch as this gentleman is stepping off of the ferry into what is known as the Pit, the Weston Dam, the west side of Bogenhafen, across the Bogen River.
Sigmund and Krappa roll up, and I'm over here going, he's the fastest kid alive.
Is that blank check, bro?
Super bad, but whatever. Same diff.
Oh, you're right.
Schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
What is the
Still don't
significance of
understand why
7
you're
and 9?
I don't know. I was wondering the same thing.
So this one hit me. Beware the man that is not a man.
Mhm.
Tugan has a cousin that is very odd, very strange, very weird, and everybody's uncomfortable around him. Is he not a man? I don't know. That's where my head went immediately.
Well, to the best of your knowledge, people have called this person Gideon and implied he's a man.
Right, but they say he's very weird. He's very strange.
Correct.
He's very...
Well, the man who's not a man, we've heard a few times people referencing vampires. The Sylvanians, I think, were saying that there's a vampire about. So the man who's not a man, I thought, was whoever this vampire is we're looking for. Which we've assumed up to now is Tugan. But
7 and 9.
It's Tugan or his cousin or brother? I don't know who it is.
I see 7 and I see 9. All they have will be mine.
Mine. The star within the circle is the sign of death. Or something like close to that, right? You're all gonna die. He called the shit poop.
What was the one about men from beneath? Something.
Oh, everyone will die to the men from beneath.
That's it.
Oh, I missed that part. Okay.
There were some
Everyone will
repeated
die to
portents
the
and a few
men
others.
beneath.
Everyone will die to the men from beneath.
Well, I mean, that leads gone to the other side of the river. What do we want to do now?
But the other doctor that dealt with Carl Tugan before he passed is also in the pit. So if we wanted to pursue, there would be 2 options over there potentially.
I will throw out that the doctor who dealt with Carl Tugan,
Was the doctor we talked to
the
before?
doctor you talked to last night, his Tugan's friend who wrote the journal is in the
That's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
That fellow from the other
understand.
guy. Yeah.
Yep. Now I'm following.
Yep.
Ulthar? Ulthar the Unstable?
Ulthar
Yes.
the Unstable.
That fella.
I am Ulthar the Unstable.
It is my right.
You die.
Do we
Thanks,
want to go
man.
to the pit?
Want to? No. Probably should, though.
Yes.
What else are we going to do? We need to...
You got a lot of things to chase down. You can choose where you want to go. This is a
The
choose
thing
your
is,
own
we
venture.
got a lot to chase down, but we don't have a lot of, like, this is the thing we should do.
Yes,
kind of
nothing
leads.
super solid.
True.
Right.
You keep getting stymied by people dying. It's weird how that works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brad.
The Ado ring has the circle over it. Obviously, where we were before was somewhere near the Ado ring. I don't know.
Yeah.
Where you were at the Journey's End Inn?
No, I mean like when we were under in the sewers.
Yeah. We were
And
just
We
outside the
came
Eagle Ring
close
at
to it.
the family's
Steinhager
Office.
warehouse.
Yeah.
Here's what I can tell you that
Office, yeah.
your characters would be able to put 2 and 2 together here. You don't know the map of the sewers below you. What you do know is that at one point you went in the sewers on one side of the Adel Ring and you came out of the sewers on the other side of the Adel Ring. And you
Well,
have
we
suspicions
also-
that where you went passed along the Temple of Sigmar, which is just outside of the Adel Ring.
We also have more than suspicions because the guy from the temple also mentioned that it seems like it was pretty close to the Adel Ring, if not under it.
Also true.
There's
But at the same-
this mention of the men from below or beneath.
What men is he referring to? 'Cause
I know.
Man.
Maybe.
Would you refer to Ratmen as men, though?
no,
They're not men.
Probably not.
It's
Probably
probably
not.
cultists. I bet there's more cultists down there we just haven't found yet. We could probably go down there too.
Hey, Sigmund, now
like
that
the
you're back to the land of the living, you care to read over this journal a little more?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is this the journal you picked up in the knapsack or the rucksack?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
leather
that
one.
one.
To reiterate, the journal says, and I quote, Carl Tugin is suffering from a strange illness. The physicians have failed to help him, and soon he will die. I tell them that the daemons walk and he has been taken, but they do not listen. This is followed by another entry. Carl Tugin died today. His face was purple and his eyes bulged from his head. His tongue hung from his face like a great bloated snake. The mark of the ruinous powers is upon him and upon all of Bogenhafen. Outside of that, and I repeat, there are additional entries that have no merit, no warrants, and grab your attention for nothing.
I see.
The other stuff in there was just the small token, the red rose with the gold cross, and then the map. And the map has, there's no writing on the map anywhere that Sigmund could pick up on that I just couldn't read.
There's no writing on it at all. It is a charcoal drawing.
Question marks and circles.
Correct. Oh, I'm sorry. There's one piece written, which is the straight line that says River Bogan on it, which is just him denoting the river.
Sure.
Well,
I
do
think
we
should-
want to keep running down the Tugin deal? And
Yeah, everything keeps pointing Tugin. Even that guy who's like Tugin's right hand or whatever
right.
is. We haven't really seen that dude yet.
Well, and another thing,
Gideon?
apparently the mark is
Yeah.
upon me.
Yeah,
Well, so
I didn't want to scare you, but that's.
we've had a couple people that, because you were Caster Librung, that thought you were him. So we don't know what kind of stuff he's up to, really.
Probably a
That-
cultist of some kind, but
That's right. He was right. So
kind of know what his title was and shit, but
yeah, did we have a letter that was?
it's like a magistrate or something like.
You originally had a
Magister
letter.
impediment.
He was accused of being
Yeah,
a
that one.
cultist. Yeah.
Adelphus Custos originally accused you of being the Magister Impedimente of the cult of the Purple Hand. He accused you of being a cultist, and he accused you of being something else. In addition to that, you've had multiple people try to interact with Krappa as if he is this Caster Librung character. Some of whom had Purple Hand tattoos directly on their chest or on their body.
Oh, that's right. From Altdorf. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe they bitch slapped you with that purple hand, give you the purple brain.
Yeah, seems that the colors are aligning anyway. I don't know.
So you're basically the leader of a cult. So
Yeah.
have fun with that, bud.
Fuck me.
don't worry. Otto won't let your soul get corrupted. And if it does, it'll just smite you.
So we could go to the pit. I feel like that's going to be very time consuming though, and I feel
Also,
like
what are we gonna get out of, like, what would be the
Right.
point of going across there? What are we getting?
I want to go find this Gideon character, and I want to go down to the sewers near the Adel Ring and like do that more methodically.
I agree with finding the Gideon character 100%.
Yeah,
Where would we start on trying to track him down?
Tugin's office probably.
Yeah.
Start with
Wasn't he? Hold on. Wasn't he down at the docks, like checking people in for the warehouses and stuff? But was he with Tugin at the time?
I don't
What
remember.
Elvira told
I
you
thought-
last night, what Elvira told you
Yeah.
yesterday at the Schaffenfest, is that she was trying to negotiate a deal with Tugin, but she
Okay.
was met by a guy named Gideon. Tugin was never present.
At the docks, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And that
Okay,
was why
so-
she did not do a deal with Tugin to rent a
Now-
warehouse for all of those merchants,
Does-
essentially.
Would we know, does Tugin have like an office or something down by the docks that negotiates prices for warehouses when ships are coming in? Is there like a office or what's the word? A checkpoint or something?
Not that you know of at this time. Based on the information you have at hand, the best you know is that Tugin has his house and he has his office in the town hall. But that's about it. To the best of your knowledge thus far.
I'm pretty chummy with that clerk guy out in Tugin's office.
I'll say we could check with him to see
Just
where
see if he
Gideon
knows where
might be.
Gideon's at.
The
right?
clerk you got chummy with was the clerk at the Merchants Guild for Frederick Magirius. That was the one you
No,
took
we were talking
liquor
about the front door dude at the town hall.
Oh, Oh, yeah.
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 Well,
I did get chummy with the Margerius guy too, but
Yeah.
I get chummy with everyone. It's fine.
it's very true. Okay, so what's the plan, boys?
Town
You
hall.
want us tunnel? Okay.
Yeah, we were nice to that guy. We had a good vibe going with him.
We did.
That's right.
Let's go see if he knows where we can find Gideon.
All right. Let's go look back at...
It's in the top drawer at your hotel. It's a stretch.
Okay, you make your way back to the town hall. Again, to reiterate, the town hall is an absolutely massive building rivaled only by the Temple of Sigmar. It has huge numbers of pillars on the exterior, and it dominates what's called the Dreigerplatz, which is the basically like the administrative hub of the town. It's got the town hall, the town courts. The Golden Trout was there, as are the merchant and mourners guilds. Beyond that, though, the town hall itself has a massive, imposing Gothic facade that looms down over the town court where you guys had just been chasing that unknown individual. You make your way up towards the doors, and again, you see that there are a couple state troopers on either side. Normal, Bogenhafen apparel, purple clothing, trimmed in silver. You step within. The interior being hardwood, a little bit of marble, nice, but not ostentatious. And you yet again run into Merleman Arbeitwirt, the town hall aide, front desk clerk guy. Older gentleman. Met with him before. He looks to each of you and he goes, "Hello again. How can we help you today?"
Hello, good sir. We are looking to see if we might know the whereabouts of Tugin's helper, Gideon.
I don't know anyone named Gideon. His helper?
Yeah, he's his right hand man.
Oh, his cousin.
Odd looking
Yes,
fellow.
I do believe it is his cousin. That is, yes, that sounds right.
Yes. I have not seen him yet today. He may be at the Tugin residence in the Edelring, making his way over at some point.
Wait, his name is not Gideon?
His cousin? It may be.
Yes.
Honestly, I don't pay attention.
But you have seen him.
Yes, of course. He's been in this building multiple times since he came to visit.
Their residence is in the Edelring? You say?
All of the leaders of the town have a residence within the Edelring, absolutely. The Tugins, the Rugbroders, the Steinhagers, all the well-to-do of town have places within the Edelring. It's where they are the safest.
Where the rich people live.
Of course it's where the rich people live. They must rub shoulders with the Duke von Saponatime when he comes to town.
People hidden things.
Lord von Saponatime is our Graf. He is the leader of all things Bogenhafen, and he owns the lands upon which we walk, and we are so thankful for his leadership. Even if he only visits us once every now and then. Some might say once upon a time.
Would you say the Tugins are more on the south side of the ring or the north side of the ring? Or a different cardinal direction, even.
He kind of looks to you and he goes, "And I don't know why this would be any harm. You're not..." Oh, God, I'm using the same voice like 10 times. "I don't know why this would be any harm. You're not really from town." Yeah, Tugins... Most folks know that the Tugins own the mansion on the east side.
East side.
Fair enough. I shall presently knock on their front door.
I'm not quite sure you could.
Oh.
He motions at you. He goes,
We can request an audience.
"You could try that. You very well, obviously, do not belong within the Edelring, and quite candidly, without an appointment with Lord Tugin, he wouldn't see you anyway. Let me just say this out of courtesy. The guards of the Edelring are a little more aggressive than other town watch guards. If you don't belong in the Edelring, they will kick you out faster than a Gerudo watchman."
Is that the same for his cousin Gideon? Like, we're not trying to see Tugin himself, we're trying to see his cousin.
It's anyone, if you are trying to get within the Edelring at all, and if Gideon is there, you will likely still need an appointment to reach him. That said, There's nothing saying you can't try.
Why
do you want to talk to Gideon anyway? He has nothing to do with the runnings of the town.
He owes
We'd
me
like
money.
to conduct business.
Hang on. First the town owes you money, and now Gideon owes you money. What in the world are you five up to?
We are helping.
Business.
Allah.
Schaffenfest.
How dare I forget that the festival of coin exchange and yes. Well, best of luck.
Is Tugin in now? Is he here?
Yes, he is.
Oh,
Has
Good,
been for
good.
he's been here since about sunrise. Actually,
Of course he would be.
he's a hard worker. He cares for this town immensely.
I'm sure he won't leave until after sunset.
He almost never does. He's so busy.
You don't say.
A devoted soul.
It is good to see some who work so hard for the goodness of others. Absolutely.
yes.
We're very
good,
appreciative
very
for
good.
Lord Tugin and his leadership.
Sure you are.
Make sure to keep his wine full.
We actually just had another delivery arrive very recently out of the east. Very much appreciated. Thank you for the look. I will pass along your kind words to him. I'm sure he will
Yes, of
appreciate
course.
that.
All right, let's go.
Anal ring.
I gotta go scope out this Adel ring security we got going on.
All right, you go to the Adel Ring. Oh, let's talk about the Adel Ring. So, as you approach
Put a
the
lot
Adel
of work
Ring,
for a vacation.
what's that?
Nothing. Go ahead.
The Adel Ring itself has exterior walls that lock it off from the rest of town. So the town itself is walled off. Within town, the Adel Ring is walled off. There are 4 main gates that enter the Adel Ring. 2 on the west, 1 on the northwest, and 1 on the northeast. From where you are right now, there is a gate down the main road called the Platzweg that goes straight into the northwest entry to the Adel Ring. This is very obviously the main road that these individuals utilize to get to their offices. The Adel Ring itself, as you approach, is ringed by a wall of solid stone, the interlocking pieces seeming to be almost seamless. It's not quite dwarfcraft, but it looks to be almost as good. At the top of each of these walls, 15 feet tall, are crenellations that end in barbed and serrated metallic spikes. Very much meant to make it so people can't really get over easily. These spikes are each 10 inches tall. Teeth off of them in 6 directions, creating a space where even if you were able to get a ladder up or get a rope over, you would cut the shit out of yourself to crest that wall. The gates, solid iron, coated with the arms of Bogenhafen. All gates are currently open. The gates themselves, there are 4, for lack of a better term, town guard, 2 on either side. 2 of them carry halberds. 1 carries a long gun, like a black powder rifle, basically. And the other is a sword and shield. None of them are even aggressive as you 5 walk towards the gates. They're kind of just lounging against the walls, leaning, and the one looks up lazily and goes, "Oi, you lot. What do you need?"
Would here to see the Tugans.
Got a writ?
Nope.
Well, you can go try to knock. It's midday. Adel Ring's open to anyone. But, cause problems. Well, that right gets revoked.
Thank you,
Fair
guys.
enough.
Well, thank you.
Looks at you, Otto, and looks at you, Burke, and goes, whoa. Ain't no weapons in the Adel Ring. You can lock them in the gate here. There's
Fair
a
enough.
little door, like a small stone, almost like a closet, basically.
I don't kick up any fuss. I'd go lock my sword away.
Okay.
And my crossbow, I guess.
Otto just looks very, very strangely and longly at the guy. It's. Would you really part a warrior priest with this weapon?
It's town
Wasn't
policy.
that a sign of your office?
Unfortunately, warrior priest and brother priest, it is a town policy and by the order of Councillor Tugin himself that no weapons are allowed to be presented and shown within the Adel Ring. You can either leave it here or you can wait outside. And he looks
This
at
is
you.
a reasonable thing. It's
He looks.
fine.
Yeah, he looks to you, Luca, and as the GM forgets you have a crossbow. And goes, that crossbow too, please.
Oh, yes, of course.
I keep my dagger.
Yeah. If it's hidden on your body, you don't see it.
I also keep my shield unless he makes me rack it. But
Shields don't care.
okay.
It's the weapons.
I'm going to
it's
give
blades
my
and hammers.
Warhammer a little kiss and then drop it. And say,
I'm
I
gonna
will be
ask
back
you,
for
Brad.
this.
Sir.
What does he see on me?
Oh. Well, the question
Damn.
now becomes, where do you hide your weaponry, Luca?
Well, I mean, I have quite a bit of dress going. So I have like my leathers underneath, and then I have my kind of, my patchwork clothing and everything, and kind of almost like a cape that comes down.
Yeah.
And my sword would be on my left side, kind of.
You have a sword? I thought you had a javelin.
Yeah. I have many things. Oh, you know what? I gave up my sword to get.
I was like, wait a minute, I
traded
thought
that
you-
in.
Yeah.
So
I thought you got rid of
I
that.
have javelin, darts, crossbow, dagger. You're
So
right.
he
I
would-
did get rid of my
He
sword.
would probably see the javelin, because
The javelin.
I want to know how the hell you hide that otherwise. Where does it go? How does it fit?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you
well,
like to know?
Yeah. It's an arrow.
It's like Pirates of the Caribbean where they just go.
He did finish his capping.
That's right. That's right.
It's fitting.
I'll
so
put
the
my
javelin and the crossbow.
javelin and my crossbow away, and then I'm not going to say anything about the darts or the dagger. I mean,
No, if
darts
it's
are
small,
little.
like darts and daggers, if it's got the ability, I think there's a trait on weapons called like
a conceal,
stealthy or
something.
concealed or hidden or something like that. If it's one of those items, that's fine.
Okay.
In addition, none of you would know this in character, but I'll share this out of character. It's expected that nobles carry a dagger. They
Right.
just don't carry weapons. The dagger is not seen as a weapon.
Okay.
Necessity.
Yep, basically. So, okay. Leaving your weapons, you guys easily enter the Adel Ring. The Adel Ring itself is absolutely massive. It is as large as the Goldenplatz is, which is the God's Place, the God's Plaza. That is where the Temple of Sigmar, Verena, Myrmidia, this space where these mansions, literal mansions are, is as big as that. The homes rise above their own walls. Each of the homes having their own 15-foot exterior wall ringed with a gate. Each of the gates closed, a porter standing in front of them, the coat of arms of the houses within. You can easily make out, having seen it before, the Steinhager logo on the mansion directly to your south, that emblazoned S. To your left is a townhome that has a logo you don't recognize because it's not one you've seen yet. Beyond that, across the Adel Ring, in the northeast corner, it's very easy to see the rose and gold cross on the closed iron doors. The Adel Ring itself is centered by the Saponatim Gardens, these massive and beautiful grand park that has a high wrought iron fence around it, even within the Adel Ring. So there's this almost like a Central Park style park in the center. Not nearly as big, but we're talking multiple large trees, flowering bushes, hedges along the walls themselves. These gates are closed. You notice that there's a lock on them, but if you were to approach them, they would be locked and shut. You cannot enter. You do, through the fences, see a massive grand fountain that bubbles happily in the center. You making your way directly to Tugan?
Imagine so.
I'll take a moment to take in the park a little bit and just kind of see if anything catches my eye inside while I'm looking. But other than that big fountain.
Yeah, you notice a couple nobles, or a couple of the individuals who must live here walking through, and you see as one of them, there's four gates around this park, and you can kind of see all of them because the fence is wrought iron. It's easy to see through. Mm-hmm. You watch as one of the owners reaches into their chest, pulls out a key, and inserts it into the gate opposite of where you are, swinging the gate open, locking it behind them again. The park itself, again, beautiful, big, old trees. Starting to begin to get the little buds of blooms coming because it is the end of winter, start of spring.
I also want to kind of be taking mental note of where I see sewer grates inside the Adel Ring.
You see no sewer grates inside the Adel Ring.
What about inside the park?
None. Doesn't mean these homes don't have access to the sewers, but you don't see an exterior grate in this space. That would be beneath the nobles. They don't need to look at that.
It's fair.
You also know that there is now a grate on either side of the Idle Ring, just outside of the walls.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You make your way across the Idle Ring. You find yourself standing outside of these 15-foot-high walls topped with iron spikes. The Tugin house is encased in its own wall. The house itself rises well above those walls, being 3 stories tall. The upper 2 stories being visible even as you approach from the street level. The bottom, the first level, stone. The second and third levels being that plaster and timber. The house itself kind of expands outward at the third level, getting wider than the base of the house itself, with weather vanes running all along the top and 4 chimneys coming up from the cardinal corners. In addition, as you approach the gates, you can see just past the house on the right what appears to be a pond back in the grounds. They have very large grounds that extend behind the house. As you approach, a single individual in a black tie tightens his tie, steps forward. His leathers, there's no real leathers, but his apparel, his clothing, being a stitched vest and a light jacket over the top, a saggy hat with a plume of feathers falling off the back. Welcome to the House of Tugin. Do you have an appointment?
Before we answer this, I would like to, in my dealing with people and nobles in Ulthar, would I have any background and knowledge about how, like, groups or like priests might interact with some of the noble houses to come, like, maybe come visit them for some uncalled for reason?
Roll for me a lore theology. Challenging +0.
Okay. That's going to be a 16 under 34.
Okay. You yourself as a warrior priest do not normally do that task. However, you know that the acolytes who do go out into the higher end districts mostly do so to check on personal shrines if needed, collect any donations or any pieces from those homes, and to see if those individuals will be joining a service. Mostly it's a door-to-door kind of knocking style. It's just a quick check-in from the church. Those tend to go over pretty well.
Unless someone else wants to... I would imagine I would have been talking to the group as we were walking over about this. And if anyone has any objections, Otto's just going to launch right into the proffering like that to the guard, like, oh, we're here to see the noble of the house, protect, and even see if their shrines need a blessing or checking in and just make sure everything is fine. And then or see when they might be coming to the next service.
Okay. Anyone else want to do anything other than that?
Not yet.
Okay. The porter looks to you and goes, very good, very good. The Lord is out of the house. However, his relatives are here. Perhaps they can answer your questions. And he gently presses the gates. They swing open. Just stay on the path. The dogs are not friendly.
I thank you kindly, sir, and thank you for the warning.
Yes. Well,
Give him a little bow as we pass.
He's kind of muttering under his breath. He goes, it's not really a warning. I don't want to clean up what's left of you. The path is... it's not extremely long or anything like that, but it is... There's a path to the front door. It's probably about 20 feet from the gate to that door. And then the grounds extend 100 plus feet behind the house that you can kind of see as you're approaching. There's definitively a pond to the right. You can barely see it as you're stepping in. A hedge blocking some of the view. The doors themselves, the front doors, double, oaken, banded in iron, embossed with a gold filigree inlaid etching of the Tugin logo. And the doors themselves in gold above actually spell out, for those of you who can read, the word Tugin. The door is closed, a griffin claw-shaped knocker sitting there, and as you approach, one of you reaches up to grab the knocker, but the door swings open. And in front of you stands yet another porter. Gentlemen, I appreciate that you have made it past my brother, which means that you are allowed on the grounds. What can we help you with? Who do you need to see?
I would give him the spiel that we're here to...
You make it a third of the way, and he goes, enough. There is no shrine on the house. The Lord is out of the manor, as I'm sure you've been told. However, we can perhaps procure another one of his relatives to speak to you. Please enter the foyer and wait here for just a moment.
Well, I do apologize. The priest, he's doing his job. I have to pee so bad. Is there a place I can do that? Nearby.
Solving problems with piss.
His nose curls up and he goes, no, please hold it and wait in the foyer with the rest of your compatriots.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, no potted plants or anything nearby?
His nose curls up even further and he goes, perhaps you should wait outside and not in the foyer.
I will behave myself. I apologize. Too much ale this morning.
It is 10 in the morning. What do you mean too much ale?
The water. I drink the ale because the water's bad. We all know this. We all drink ale. This is the Warhammer. What are you talking about?
I understand. Where you come from, the water is untenable and unable to be drunk. What, can I interest you all in a glass of water?
Water?
I would not mind a glass of water.
That sounds lovely.
Thank you, Kylie.
And also, how dare you drinking ale at 10 in the morning? Everybody drinks ale all day.
You are approaching nobles, man. None of you have etiquette nobles. This is going to be rough.
Yes, I do.
You do.
Yeah.
Well,
That's why I was asking my interactions.
How the fuck does the warrior priest have the best social skills for this? Keep going.
I also want to be keeping an eye out for any kind of... I know that this is the Tugan house and the Tugan emblem is going to be everywhere, but I want to keep an eye out for any trinkets that look similar or the same as the trinket that we found in that bag.
You don't even need to look.
Or if it's like something that people wear, I'm looking for somebody that doesn't have theirs as far as like Tugan family members.
It's not something that seems to be worn. The emblem you hold in your hand, or you have in your bag, or wherever it may be, is massively enlarged and hanging from the grand staircase in front of you as well. So it's definitely the right spot. But in terms of what you have on you, you don't see that exact size yet.
Okay.
The porter summons a maid, tells her to get 5 glasses of water and to hustle them over. He summons another maid and tells her to bring one of the guards over to keep an eye on you while he grabs who you need to speak with. As they both bustle off to do their job, he begins to slowly climb the grand staircase that is in front of you. This foyer is 20 feet wide by 20 feet long, ending in 2 doors, one to the left, one to the right, and a set of double stairs that go up to the second floor. He begins climbing slowly up the right side, and he can see you the whole time. But very quickly, you see as 2 house guards are now standing in the foyer with you, just lounging.
Sure. And I'm not going to snoop around in a way that would be weird. I'm just going to kind of look around like, I don't usually see this kind of place,
100%,
right? So
100%. He reaches the top, and he goes off through a door to the right. At the top of the stairs, there is a door dead center. There are doors to the left and the right. He goes to the door to the right. He steps out of sight. And that's where we're going to leave off.
I start being...
Each of you will gain 20 experience for having made your way into the Adel Ring and for being willing to part with your weapons to do so in a way that is not violent or aggressive and is within social constructs. I'm proud of you.
Willingly.
I'm proud of this. This is what we call growth. This is what we call growth, not just threatening and killing everyone.
I feel naked.
I feel like I've been broken.
Oh, I did almost kill you with a disease. With that, we'll pick up again next time for episode 44. When we do, at this point, at the end of this episode, all of your fortune will refresh, because when we come back to episode 44, you'll have new fortune. So if you have any spent fortune, you may take it back now. If you spent fate, which I don't think any of you have, but if you did, and your fortune pool would decrease, you can only go to that maximum. You do not gain what you had before you spent the fate. Beyond that, if you like what you heard, hit like, hit subscribe, hang out with us here on YouTube, like us over on Spotify. Help us get the word out to more people, because we want to spread this show just like I spread purple brain rot fever to these guys last time. In addition, we want this show to be as ubiquitous and as all over the place as Krappa and Sigmund's butts will be very shortly when the bloody flux hit them in about 5 short days. Wait, Croppa doesn't have it this time. It's not you.
I don't.
So sorry.
no.
You have the broken hip.
It's me.
Luca.
If anybody,
Me.
I should have it.
It's
but
Luca.
And Sigmund.
Sigmund.
Ah, poor Sigmund. First you had
Gonna be
brain rot
great.
fever, then you have bloody flux. You survive one just to get bit in the ass by the other.
Listen, I'm not going to make a desperate plea. I will. To people to subscribe to Patreon so we can afford more dice. But subscribe to our Patreon.
Speaking of which, if you like what you heard, you want to help us keep the lights on, pay for the things that let us make this show for all of you, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Dead Sons Company, because as you've noticed, someone needs new dice. A lot. Those of you who do support us, thank you so much. You are the reason we're able to do this. And last but not least, don't forget about our neighbors to the north, darkforgemedia.com. Don't forget about Baron Dice using the code DEADSONS to get 5% off your entire order. And absolutely, positively, don't forget that Nurgle is the greatest chaos god, and he brings nothing but gifts to his children. And until
Ask
next
me.
time, we're Dead Sons Company.
Lies.
Yep.
Crazy.
Gotcha.